right, I'm back. Hey, Bob, thank you for coming. See you in the chat there, Beta Ray Bob. Thank you for coming. Everybody hear me okay and see me all right? Hey, Jeff, Jabalong Jeff in Toy City. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. All right, so let's get going here. I actually got quite a bit of news, I think, to talk about tonight. We'll try to get through it all. A lot, actually a lot. You know, last time we came on, it was kind of slow because it was kind of fresh new year. But in the last 2 weeks, there's actually been quite a bit of news. I'm sure some of you have seen some of the news, some of it. So it won't be any big surprises, I think. But there was quite a bit. So hopefully we can get through it all. But welcome back, everybody. So, yep, sound and audio. All right, perfect. Thank you. All right, so let's talk real quick, and we'll jump right into the news about the last 2 weeks here on the channel. I did post three videos. One was on these Dynasty Warrior. That's what I'm calling them. I'm not really sure who makes them, but these sort of fantasy Dynasty Warriors of the Three Kingdoms, I think that's what they're called. I did a video on these guys, and they are pretty good. They're pretty fun. That video was requested by Timbo, Timbo Toys. So shout out to Timbo, who asked to take a closer look at these from my haul video. So I did a video on these guys. Pretty good figures. Please check it out if you haven't. I also did a video on some DC Spin Master stuff. Bob, I think you've got this one. But I did a video on a Batmobile, Batwing, and a couple figures. And I have to say that out of all the items in that video, hands down, this was the best. Great Batwing, great vehicle, good price. Hey, Sentinel, how you doing? Thanks for coming. MCR Sentinel. MCR is Sentinel, for you guys that don't know. I think most of you know. So when I say Sentinel, I mean MCR. But yes, the Batwing is really nice. This is a really nice piece. Great price, figure and vehicle. Available on Amazon right now. Hi, Pinker. Welcome to the party, Pinker. So yeah, good video on some Spin Master stuff. Let's put this down. I have a lot of room on my table here. And then I did a video. I mentioned this to you guys in the last one that I was going to kind of just had a whole bunch of figures that I've opened up that wouldn't necessarily get their own videos, but I wanted to talk about them because they're really good. I should say this too. You know, I try to, my channel, I want it to be like a positive kind of space. So if I do a video, it's mostly going to be a good video. I'm not going to make a video where I just dog Hasbro or you know, something. So I don't want to say I'm a bit of a homer, but I won't waste my own time to create a video or talk about something that I don't like. So that video was 5-6 figures of that I really like, that I wanted to talk about, that you might, I think that you might like. Hey, Timbo, I was just talking about you. I was just mentioning how you requested a video for these guys. Thank you for coming. So I did a video on 5 different figures from 5 different lines. I guess 4 different manufacturers, or no, 3 different manufacturers. And this guy was in there. This guy was one of them. This is a Joy Toy figure. He was in that video. Really good. All of them were really good figures for different reasons. Kind of talk about them, go through them. Some Star Wars vintage collections in there. Good figures all around. Good figures. All of them, I think, are worthy of the look. You know, maybe a consideration, I should say. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, those are a lot of fun. Glad I got them. Good price. Again, good value, I think. for what you get. This guy could do, he really could, even in the video. I don't know if it came off enough, but so much of this guy comes apart. He really is almost two characters in one if you choose to have him unarmored. I just was so afraid of breaking him that I didn't want to go too far, and because I want him this way, I really don't want to change him up too much. This is how I'm going to use him, so I didn't want to take all that stuff off him. Agreed about being positive. Videos are long. People are still honest. Yeah, and that's the thing. It I was just being honest, and that's why I'm being honest too, saying if it's a really bad figure, I'm not going to do a video on it. I might mention it here in something like this and say, oh, I didn't really like that, but I'm not going to take the time to do a 10, 15, 20-minute video saying all these negative things about a figure. I know some people think, that you should, but this is a fun thing for me, so I just don't do that. But those are the 3 videos. We did a Spin Master, we did the Dynasty Warrior 3 Kingdoms, and then I did that sort of comparison opening of all those different lines. Hey, Outer, thanks for coming. Yeah, all right. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate all of you coming out today. So got a lot of news. This is just some of the news that I noticed that I liked. It's not everything. If there's something that I missed or you want to talk about, drop it in the chat and we'll jump on it as soon as we get through this. It's a bit of a list this time. So let's just jump right in. We'll start here. I was going to try to do this in chronological order as I saw it, but then I decided to just split it up. So let's start here. There we go. All right, so Toys Alliance, Acid Rain World. They put up a couple figures for pre-order. I think this is really their first offering for the year so far. They didn't really have anything in January. They were pretty quiet. I think even if you look here, this guy here, I forget his name, Eradicate. Yeah, there he is. These were kind of the last 3 here. And now we've got these 2 new ones. I did grab both of these. I did go ahead and I pre-ordered them. I thought this one looked the best. I don't even know how to say that. Knuckleave Spectre. But I did pre-order this guy. He looks pretty good. Looks like a lot of the Abaddon Geist legs here. Looks like, I'm not positive. I'm not an Acid Rain expert, but I really like the helmet. Really like the head. We were just saying on your last show that Toy was overdue. Yeah, they were, huh? They were. And it looks like the first offering. It's like they almost took the month of January off. Hey, Tony, we'll be doing a rewatch after. Okay, great. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for coming by. Yeah, but they did seem due, didn't they? So looked like they took January off. They put these 2 up for pre-order. I think I like the one with the red helmet more. This is a Miraidon Enforcer. Again, it looks like a little bit of, there hasn't been, except for the Annex 2179 stuff, doesn't seem like they have been really doing too many all new stuff. Maybe because Chinese New Year. Yeah, maybe that's it. Yeah, this one looks really good too. So I picked them both up. I did pre-order both of them. I know that I believe they are available for pre-order on Big Bad if you don't want to pay now, but they are more expensive on Big Bad. You could save a little money by ordering them on Pia Club here, but Pia makes you pay up front and then you have to wait. So, and the shipping, where Big Bad has the $4 shipping. So you have to kind of, if you're interested in these, you got to kind of weigh your cost, your expectation. I think Pia Club gets them sooner as well and ships them sooner. So I wonder how much people in Asia pay for these. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Jeff knows. Um, yeah, I think the markup was quite a bit on Big Bad. And we could look at that in a little bit. But yeah, two new figures from Toys Alliance. I grabbed them. They look pretty good. Look pretty good. All right, we're gonna shift gears now. I found this on the Toy News International. I don't know. Do you guys watch JC? Toy News International. Sentinel, I know you do. I've seen you there before. I like JC. He talks about everything, um, rather than just one scale or one thing. He talks about everything. So these came up on his Toy News International website, and yeah, I do watch him too. Yeah, but he mostly does live streams. He used to do a lot more videos, but now he mostly does live streams. But he mentioned that these are coming up. There's a new movie, How to Train Your Dragon. These are from Spin Master. So I'm assuming that they're going to have the articulation of the Spin Master DC stuff. You could see here the Dragon and Vikings assortment, $14.99. Looks like you get a figure and a dragon for $14.99. Looks like this is the first initial wave, or it could be the complete, um, line. I don't know. But Spin Master, I like Spin Master stuff, and if these figures have at least the same articulation as the DC stuff, and now we'll get dragons, you get mounts. I think I'm probably gonna grab these at $14.99. These dragons are great for your fantasy stuff. You can use them in your sci-fi world. Um, I thought that looked like How to Train Your Dragons. Pretty cool. Yeah, How to Train Your Dragons. That's it. Yeah, we saw that. Actually, I went to that's cool, and I love that Spin Master price. Yeah, I know, huh? It's you just can't beat a creature and a figure. And these figures are pretty articulated. They do have a lot of, was it like 9 points um, for $14.99, and you just can't beat that. I went to I saw Captain America last week, and I saw the trailer for this, and it looks pretty good. My wife wants to go see it. We did watch the cartoon. We went to see the cartoon movies in the theater, or the cartoon movie, the final one. So I think we're probably going to go check this one out. But these guys, these are great for customizing your fantasy world. I think especially this one, the girl one, the one with the girl with this one, and the main character, this one, I think looked the best. That other one, probably the third. I enjoyed the cartoons. Yeah, we did too. We did too. We watched that. Yeah, it was pretty good, and it looked like the movie was going to follow exactly the first season of the movie, kind of. So we got Toothless here, and it looked really good. The dragons looked spot on. All the characters looked just like they did from the cartoon. They cast really well, it looked like. But yeah, I think I'm probably gonna grab these. I think, it's funny because at $14.99, that's cheaper than a vintage collection figure by a couple bucks, and you get it. It's a lot more plastic. You can use these dragons for a lot of different things, and you get the figure. So I think I'm in. I think I'm gonna, I'm probably gonna grab these, and these should be readily available at retail. So Walmart, Target, probably GameStop. Um, so yeah, these are coming out. Hopefully there'll be more. Hopefully there'll be more. Right now it looks like it's just these three, and then if you go to Toy News International, yeah, 1/18 scale, yeah. Yeah, the same scale it looks like as their DC line that Spin Master does. There's also some other, like there's a dragon that lights up. I think here's the dragon that lights up. Here's another dragon, I think by itself. This one, there's crossbow. They have like Nerf stuff. There's a lot more to it. But for the sake of our channel and what we're doing here, dragons are nice. Are the figures a smaller scale? No, I believe they're just 1/18. Well, that's the thing. DC Spin Master is 375. So those are the same size as Vintage Collection, which is always a little bit smaller, right, than Joy Toy or Toys Alliance or Marauders or Haya, who do the true 118. So these are a bit smaller, but in line with the, the DC stuff. And I'm looking at them and I'm assuming this is, well, this one doesn't look like he has an elbow. So I was assuming that these are the same articulation, but it looks like they're missing elbows, possibly. But it looks like they've got knees and hips. It looks like a waist swivel. So, even at $14.99, it might be worth it just to get the dragon if you just want the dragon. I can't remember his name right now. I know he loves dinosaurs too. Oh my gosh, I forgot his name. I'm freezing up. He's on Rad's show. You guys know who I'm talking about. I'm sure he's gonna like these. But yeah, so saw these last week. Thought I'd let you guys know if you hadn't seen him yet. Went to the big guy with the mustache. Oh man, that's gonna bug me now. Yeah, worth at least the dragons. I like the Knuckle makes stubby Dio character. Yeah, definitely. Whoops, almost spilled on myself. Yeah. Okay, so let me close this one. Famine. There you go. Famine Studios. That's who I meant. Famine. Yeah, I'm imagining he likes this. I know he likes to take the Jurassic. I've watched some of his when he paints, when he does his customs. I know he does a lot of the dinosaurs from Jurassic and incorporates them into his world. These look like nearly the same thing, right? But dragons with wings. I really like the colors on them too. They look like pretty good articulated jaw. It's like articulated wings. Yeah, looks like a lot there. Okay, the next thing I was gonna chat about here, let me close that one. When we were here 2 weeks ago, JE here with Chicken Fried Toys, he had teased that he was going to be telling us one of the new items for this year from the Dime Novel Legends Chicken Fried Toys stuff. That big one's pretty cool. Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's why I think I'm probably going to grab those. I think so. So JE here, he did end up posting just a few days ago now, 5 days ago. He ended up posting this. It looks a lot like the Lone Ranger, but a new buck and a new Boot Hill Loot number 15, which when kind of put together, got a nice little homage to Lone Ranger, it looks like. So I definitely want this one. This one looks pretty cool. And the great thing, about the Dime Novel Legend stuff is it's all compatible with itself. So he very, he points out here, this is just one combination. You could get the buck. There's all different head and hat and handkerchief packs and everything. The website's full of ways to create your own characters. But I want this right here, this combination right here. I do want this, just straight up. And I had a Lone Ranger as a kid at 375. I bet a lot of you guys did too. And then every now and then I'll see one at a toy show. But I really like this figure. I really like it. I think he mentions it's going to come in a bag instead of on a card. Looks like it'll be up in late spring. It'll go live for pre-order. We'll announce late in the spring when this will go live for pre-order and a projected completion date. Yeah, you did too. Yeah, I did too. The vintage one. Yeah, I really like this one. This is one of the best ones I think that they've offered. I've mentioned this all the time. I like their boot cut more than the pants one. Their buck with the pants. I don't care for that one as much as the one with the boot. Tony, ever read the Lone Ranger comic books? You know, I got one. I did. I can't remember who did it. And you know what? It was they were doing the John Carter of Mars, and I like to read Edgar Rice Burroughs, and they did like Deja Thorne, and I got one Lone Ranger comic, and then I got one. And maybe you saw this, Timbo. They did a female. I think it was a female Lone Ranger, and she was with. It was a team up with another character, and I got a couple one of those comics too. They're both number ones. I had some of those vintage 375 Cowboys too. Yeah. Yeah, this one looks like one of the best ones that they've done. Right up there with the cavalry soldiers. So I'm definitely going to try to get this. And this we've talked about this several times. It feels like the chicken fried toy stuff's getting better. And that's always a really good sign when the line is improving, right? The first offering was good, but it seems like each initial offering is getting better and better. And that's really cool. That it's good to see that. Um, it's like a combination of things, right? It's JE, he's listening to what his customers are doing, but he also knows what we want, and he's doing it. He's not kind of holding back. So, Lone Ranger, it's like an easy layup, right? It's a touchdown. This is going to get people that don't even do action figures really, right? Just to grab a Lone Ranger. It's definitely going to get guys like us that just like figures at the scale. So this one appeals to a lot more than just his kind of core audience. I do think though, he mentions that it's going to come in a bag. I think if he put it on a card with a really cool graphic, it might help with his sales. But he can't put Lone Ranger on it though. I think is kind of the issue is he can't do that because it's proprietary. And this is just to look like a Lone Ranger or anyone, right? That's kind of how they get around that. Butch Cassidy and Son of Kid also had figures back then. Did they? I didn't know that. I love that movie. I love that movie. And I know he did the heads. He pretty much did the chicken fried toys, like because I got them, and I can never remember their names, but I got those. Yeah, sweet card back, the cool pick. Yeah, I think that would do really well in this. I think he's probably though he's flirting with if he does that, well, he could always give it another name. But he probably just, probably don't touch it, just a bag is good, I'll take whatever he gives me. But this is definitely a pickup for me. This is definitely a pickup for me. And again, all the other parts and stuff that you can get. This buck looks really good. You can create maybe a posse, right, of these kind of guys with different hats and different handkerchiefs. But it looks really good. Looks really, really good. So great offering. Great offering. All right, let's move on to the next thing here. Yeah, the Kenner, Butch, and Sundance line when we were kids. Oh, okay, Jeff, you knew about that one. I didn't. I don't think I had any of those, or I did, and I didn't know what they were. I don't think I did though. I know I had a Lone Ranger though, and I just remember his face got kind of scuffed up, and I can't remember how or why. Like his nose, kind of got. Maybe I dropped him on the ground or something. Okay. So. Okay, the next thing, and this one's kind of, this is kind of the bigger news, right? More Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from Joy Toy, and there's Casey Jones. If you guys remember, I had said, I think Casey is the last of the mains. You know, you got April, Splinter, the Turtles, Krang, uh, Shredder. He was kind of the last of the mains that they hadn't done. So I kind of assumed, I knew he was coming. I did not see the Triceratons. I think that's what their real name is. The Dino Warriors. Did not see them coming. I didn't think that they would do those so soon. But Joy Toy's Joy Toy. They look great, and just like I mentioned in my because if you guys, I'm sure you've seen it if you're here. My 118 line of the year last year was the Turtles, and it wasn't just because of the figures. It was kind of the whole thing of the toy community really like rallying around this line. Um, you know, because they don't even care about the scale, right? Because the figures look so good. And I've seen it popping up on, again, I guess it's a normal thing now, is some of those bigger channels, Mad Hatter, Nostalgia Unbox, Chat Migos, Toying Around, a lot of the big channels highlighting these and talking about them, just like we are now, where they mostly don't talk about 118. Eric Betancourt, welcome. I don't recognize your name. Thank you. Thanks for coming. We appreciate it. Joy Toy's gonna Joy Toy. Yep. Strike while the iron is hot. People are loving the line. They are loving the line. Great segue, Sentinel. So I woke up, whatever day it was, and I'm looking at Instagram. One of the first things I do, I check my email. I'm looking at Instagram. I wonder if they'll eventually do the Alien Kids. Yeah, I think so. I think we're almost there because they've gotten through the mains so quickly. I forgot what they're called now. The narrow starts with the N. I can't remember their name, but yeah, I think they are. They look really good. Yeah, they do. Need a sewer place. That the Neutron. Yeah, that's them. The Neutrianos. I think that's how you say it. Boy, am I glad I'm not a Turtles fan. Otherwise, my wallet be hurting. Yeah. So just to segue, I woke up, I saw these on there, and it said 8 hours ago. So it must have dropped at my time, probably like 11 o'clock at night or midnight. But I hadn't seen it before I went to bed. So I immediately got up and went to Cool Toys, because I usually order my Turtles. So far, I've ordered them from Cool Toys and Locker Toys. And I go to Cool Toys, and they're already out of stock, sold out in 8 hours from the time the post that I saw on Instagram. I got to this site, Cool Toys, where I usually buy them, gone. And it just tells me, it's like reinforcing what I've been thinking, what I've been feeling. This line is so hot. I mean, I haven't seen anything sell out in hours so quickly. So I started, I went to Locker Toys, and they weren't up yet. And then I went to Calcus, because I know Skellywags TV, he's always, Calcus, and I think Awesome Action Toys too. Get a lot of items from Calcus. Can't wait for more big monster characters like Wingnut, Mutagen Man, Muckman, Leatherhead. Yeah, Leatherhead would be a really good one. That's the crocodile, right? But these were sold out, and I have to assume they came up around the same time as the post on Instagram. So 8 hours or so. Maybe Cool Toys posted it before Joy Toy did. I don't think so though. But they're already out of stock. They're already sold out. So all day I kept checking Locker Toys. I kept checking Calcus. And later on in the night, they went up for sale on Calcus. So I did pre-order them on Calcus, because I started to get FOMO, seeing that they're selling out so quickly, and this, so many people are after these now. The Triceraton Infantry will make a good sci-fi bruiser. Yeah. So I pre-ordered mine from Calcus. My first time I've ever ordered from Calcus. I used Skellywag's code. So I think it was almost $13 or $14 off. And I pre-ordered them. Later on that day, or maybe the next day, maybe you guys got this email from Locker Toys saying, this email is only going to our customers that have already ordered from us. We have your email on file. Click on this link if you want to buy this new wave of turtles. And so I clicked on it and I went to the site and there they were, but they're not, if you just go to Locker Toys, it says that you can't order them yet, but they're letting the people that have placed orders with them before get first crack at them. Which again tells me they're selling out, or they know that they're going to sell out. They know how many they're going to get, and they want to offer them to their repeat customers before they open it up to just anyone. Timbo, Ramen Toys. Oh yeah, Ramen Toys has to replace that. Yeah, it might be a little bigger, huh? So I think even now, and maybe we'll check this. I think Locker Toys still has not opened it up to anyone. If you just go to the website, it still says like members only or something. It's like blocked out. What kind of bugged me though was they're cheaper on Locker Toys than on Calcus. So even though I saved some money using Skilly's code, I think when I did the math, it was like $8. I overpaid about $8 if I would have waited and ordered off of Locker Toys. You know, $8 is $8. It's not that much, but every dollar counts. And I helped Skelly. You know, I used his code, so that shout out to him. But you know, I just did it. I had FOMO, and I was worried they were going to sell out. So first website that put them up, I grabbed them. Because of this, because Cool Toys sold out so quickly, because I think the hype on these guys is so great, I just took the first one. It cost me $8. So, is the team figures in 4-inch scale? Yes, they are. They're in 4-inch scale. Got the three of them here, and we've got Casey Jones. Casey looks really good. He looks really good. I think how I'm going to rock him is this outfit without the skates, though. And I looked at this and I was like, this is an army builder, you know, without the skates. That's just like a dude in armor. You know, obviously it's expensive if you want to army build these guys, but that's exactly what these guys are. You know, these guys are army builders. Jeff, you mentioned he's an infantryman. He has no name. So you can do it. Yeah, this Casey comes with a lot. It really does. My only criticism is these look way too big. Not the one in his hand, but these other sticks, and maybe you know some of these other accessories. But that's don't use them then. Not a big deal. But they do look like they would work for a 1/12 scale. These hockey sticks here, the stuff in his bag, but not the bat. You know, the stick that he had in his hand in the other picture. That one, see right there, actually looks more in scale. For some reason, in the bag, it looks so big. Maybe because it can't go down all the way. It's not this full length. Looks like there's a hammer in there too, because it's a goalie stick. Oh, is that is? I don't know hockey. You got me there. You exposed my lack of knowledge in hockey. I've only ever wore ice skates one time. Hurt my ankles. Never did it again. And I'm in California. There's no, we don't have that kind of stuff. Can you imagine Joy Toy getting the Star Wars license? That would be sick. Yeah. But then, the Joy Toy, they're just so prolific, so many figures. But that's my story. I got them from Calcus. It's the first time I've ever ordered from Calcus. I used Skelly's code. Looks like they're a little bit cheaper on Locker Toys. it's FOMO though. You got to get them when you can. Looks like they're selling out. At least, if you're looking at this, they're already out of stock. They were out of stock within a few hours. So I grabbed one of each of these guys from Calcas. And I have another Calcas story too. Maybe if someone reminds me when we're done with this, I'll tell you some story that I have about Calcas and why I was a little reluctant to use them because this was my first time. But I did grab one of each. I thought about army building them, but they're pretty expensive, and these guys are so big. I think that they could stand alone against an army, right? I could see these guys battling stormtroopers. They'll be just fine. They'll be just fine. But I did grab one of each. Have you guys tried to get these yet? If you did, where did you go? The diameter will be about 5.2 inches. Yeah. Yeah. And it looks like, I can't tell. I'm looking at the pictures. It looks like they used the same buck, but they have different armor and different heads and different accessories, which makes me think you could probably mix and match the armors and the weapons. And even these two, maybe even the heads, because they're both kind of an orange. So again, though, it's just tough because, it is Joy Toy and they are expensive. And these figures, I don't see these ever getting, reduced. If they're selling out, they're not going to go on sale. That's my opinion about it. I don't see these ever going on sale. Like a lot of the other Joy Toy, right? The Army Builders and the Corvus Belli Infinity and even the Warhammer stuff goes on sale. I'm not seeing these going on sale. It would be great if they did. I mean, I want that, but I just don't believe it's going to happen. And competition is fierce right now because, and it's a good thing. We've got a lot of people that this is not their scale, but these are so good they're dipping in. And that's good for Joy Toy. It's good for Turtles. It's good for us, I think, in the long run, right? Because that means the Turtles, they're going to keep making, this line will have some legs and we'll keep going. And maybe we'll get to the Neutrinos and the leather faces and, those kind of guys. Got a favorite? I kind of like the green one. I've always been partial to green. I kind of like the green one. I like his horns. It's kind of got like bull horns, because they're longer. But I like all three. Looks like he's got some brass knuckles, or what our buddies across the pond say, knuckle dusters. Why these Joy Toys aren't making it to beauties? I guess they're not allowed to be sold in the United States. I think kind of like the Hiya Toys GI Joes. I think there's an embargo. I'm talking to Eric Betancourt. I believe there's an embargo on these in the United States, and I'm not sure why. Something to do with licenses, but I think kind of like the Hiya Toys GI Joes. So those are kind of the only places that I know of to get them. In some Asian countries, yeah, and it says, I think it actually says right here. Only available in China, Japan, Korea, Indonesia, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, the UAE, and in India. So very specific, about where they can sell them. So yeah, I got them. Are you guys gonna try to get them? Did you guys get them? And what did it say? Late spring? Can't remember when it says they're actually gonna come out. Yeah, I don't see it. It might say it here though. We'll just check really quick here. Don't see it. Oh, May of 25. So not too long from now. The orange one. I like the orange one the best. Yeah, look at that pose. That looks really cool. Yeah, that's why I think 3 is probably enough. I always overdo it. I'm gonna try not to this time. They look great. They look great. So yeah, I did pick those up. Let's see, what was the next thing I had here? I'm just going to close a few of these windows here. Close that one. So last week I mentioned Hobie. I don't know if you guys follow Hobie on Instagram. Hobie375. I guess he's in Indonesia. He posted this photo of these ZD Toys Marvel figures, and I went to his YouTube channel, and I'm bringing this up because we talked about it last week. I'm gonna get the orange infantry one for my sci-fi dart, maybe the green one too. Yeah, cool. Yeah, definitely. I haven't been. All of them have been really good, and in fact, the Bebop and Rocksteady, they're bigger, like these guys. They're probably the two best ones. I really like the foot soldiers, but being a little bit bigger, the Bebop and Rocksteady, they are pretty nice. Yes, that's where I was going with that. That's exactly where I was going with that, MCR. So if you go to Hobie's YouTube page, he did a video on these, and if you use the closed captions, because he does it in his native tongue, and his page is, I guess his name's Uncle Edwin on YouTube. You can get to it right if you're interested to watch it right through his this page here, his Instagram. But he shows the box, and the box shows the wave, and it looks like there's going to be 10 figures in this line. There's the Spider-Gwen, which they're calling the Ghost Spider. We got Miles Morales, Scarlet Spider, Spider-Man 2099, Electro, Green Goblin, Doc Ock, and the Rhino. And I'm guessing the Venom is this one that's blank here. So it looks like there's going to be 10 figures in this line. I have been looking for them now on AliExpress, and I have still not been able to find them. So I'm wondering, just like when we were just mentioning about the turtles, I'm wondering if this is, only in Asia or, not in the United States, everywhere but the United States. I'm guessing maybe because Hasbro has the license to Marvel at this scale with the Epic Hero stuff. But I definitely want to get the Spider-Gwen. I have most of these guys in Marvel Universe, the older Marvel Universe stuff. But I think the Spider-Gwen for me here is a must-have because I don't have any Spider-Gwens. I think I actually have the first Marvel Legends. It's one of the only Marvel Legends I still have that I never opened, the very first Spider-Gwen. But I'd love to have her at 118 at 375. So I am scouring AliExpress looking for these, and I have yet to find them yet. And if you do find them, please DM me and let me know where you found them, because I'd like to grab them. If I don't know anything about the price, but I imagine they can't be too much. He does a good comparison here with the Marvel Universe Rhino, which I do have. This one. This is a good figure. So yeah, it looks like there's going to be more to this more to this line than just the Venom. Where you get them, I don't know. Hopefully they'll become more available, or be easier to find them, because this looks like a good wave. That's a lot of good figures, and the articulation looks pretty good. So that Rhino's a gem. Yeah, that Rhino is really good. That buck is really good. That's one of the bucks they use for a lot of them, right? I'm trying to think of some of the other characters. Baltar, is it Baltazar? Couple of them. Maybe even the Thanos, right? No, maybe not. Can't think of who else. But yeah, that's a really good figure. So yeah, A-Bomb. There you go, Hulk and A-Bomb. Yeah, I just had that A-Bomb out. Yeah, you're right. So yeah, let's help each other out. If I find this guy, if I find these, I will post somewhere on here or on Instagram where I got them, so you guys can grab them. But please help me out if you do. Wonder does he do a Puma? Yeah, I don't know. I'm wondering too. Is it strictly just Spider-Man? Because this is Spider-Man and Spider-Man villains. Might we get an X-Men or an Avengers or there's so many good ones they could do. Yeah, I don't know. I'm interested too to see. I'm always curious. I just opened a Doc Ock not too long ago, but I'm always curious how they are going to do the arms on Doc Ock, because I have a couple different ones and they're all done a little bit different. So I'm just curious how they'll handle the Doc Ock's arms. But I definitely want the Spider-Gwen. She's the pick of the bunch here for me. Tony, gotta get okay. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for coming, Timbo. Thanks for coming. All right. Next thing. I'm gonna close a couple more windows. So these have come up before. I don't know if you guys backed the Operation Recall Kickstarter. They did. Carson, I think it's Carson's his name's Carson, the guy who's running it. He did post. Oh, there he is, right there, Robert Carson. Yeah, he did post a really long update last week, and it's pretty long, so I'm not going to read it or anything. But he shows off a lot of the card backs, stands. Talks about how they work with some of the other new modern O-rings. I forgot what they call these. Test shots. A lot of good stuff here. But I was looking back, and I think August of 23 is when this funded. And, we still haven't really got anything. This one figure's come out, I believe. It's really classic. It is. Yeah, they look really good. Everything about this line, and I'm not a big O-ring guy, but they look really good. This one right here, it looks like I grabbed a couple of these ones because he was kind of the main character. But it's just been so long. And I know the last time I brought this up, and it might have been on Instagram, or it might have been one of my haul videos. And I think most of the comments that I got were, not happy of how long this Kickstarter's been going with nothing. He's really good about doing the updates. He's got a YouTube channel. He's kind of talking everyone through the process. The homage to G.I. Joe, it's so spot on. And he's even got the guys that worked on the G.I. Joe stuff working on these. But like I said, I think in August, it's going to be 2 years. And it's just, the price you kind of have to pay when you do Kickstarters. Everything looks really good. It's a long update, but he still never says, when we're going to start getting them. So all the design work will still be done. This is really about the process. Yeah, it is more than a lot of them. And he's been way more transparent, open about the design process than lots of the Kickstarters that I've been a part of. It's just taking so long, with nothing. Because I think even Call Sign Longbow, I got the comic book. And I guess if I would have had this one, I would have got this one too. But we haven't got anything from Operation Recall. Nothing. And this one right here, Count Montrofino, the bad guy, the leader of the bad guy, that's one of the ones I picked up as well. So it looks like this is the first wave that's going to come first, I think is what he says. Yeah, wave 1. So I should get at least this one, because I don't think I picked up these other 3. But I don't know how you guys feel about that. It's we're going almost. I am jumping the gun a little bit. It's almost been 2 years. We haven't got anything, and it's tough. It's tough waiting, and that's why I was bringing it up. Was the last time I talked about these, most of the comments, most of the things that were said were people were upset. Like, it's taken too long. I'm not doing Kickstarters anymore because of my experience with this one. Um, a lot of stuff, kind of built up behind it, but they're looking better and better. And the cards, I mean, everything looks really, really good. I'm excited. I'm glad he did this big update. I'm excited about this line again. It's just tough waiting. It's just tough waiting. I almost don't want to hear anything because I had to go back through my email and look to see, like, when did I pay for that? When did I do that? And I saw it was August of 23. So, we're already in 25 now. February will be over here in a couple days. It's almost March of 25. So it's taken a long time. It's taken a long time, but they look really good. When I get these, I'll probably have them here on the channel, probably open them up, talk about them. But yeah, big update. I don't know. I don't think you need to be in the Kickstarter to look at the update. And I don't know. I think you can pre-order these still. I think. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, big update. Big update. Like, you can see, he wrote a lot of pictures, links to videos. Yeah, he did. He did. Yeah, I believe he did. He did reach the necessary backers. Yeah. I'm all in on Call Sign Longbow and Operation Call. The wait has been long, but I have to keep telling myself that they'll be worth it. Yeah, I'm into. I'm not all in, but I did back both of those. And the Call Sign Longbow, I got the comic book and I read it. It was pretty good for a #1 comic book. It was pretty good. But yeah, it's been a bit of a wait. And the Call Sign Longbow, that's why I was mentioning. I know this figure's already come out, and you can pick it up on the Skeletron website. It's like $30 though for this one, this purple guy here. And if I would have had that in my backer kit, if I would have got that one already. So I would say, oh, I got the comic book and I got this one, but I didn't. So they've at least pushed out a couple items. Recall, he hasn't put out anything yet. So hopefully it's on the way. It's on the way. I just thought I'd share that. Bob, I'm guessing you got this update as well. Probably read through it. There's a lot of good stuff here. It's just been a long wait. Okay. The next thing I want to talk about is this. Hiya Toys put out an update about some of their products. Some of it's been delayed. Some of it's coming out soon. It was nice to see them to do this. I do like the Delta 17 was able to skip the crowdfunding. Oh, okay. I've been meaning to get some of those, and I just haven't. Order of Battle podcast had some nice interviews with Operation Call Figure. Yeah. That Carson is I bought his the Art of G.I. Joe book. It's awesome. I love the artwork of the G.I. Joe from when we were kids. Book is like 10 pounds. It's like a 10-pound book. It's beautiful. So if those figures turn out anything like that book, how much effort, how much love he put into that book, if these figures, which it seems like it's going to be well worth the wait, it's just tough. It's just tough waiting. Yeah, I had to go back and look to see which figures I ordered because it had been so long. And I think I ended up with like 6 figures, I think, in total, 6 or 7. All right, so Hiya Toys here. I guess some things got delayed. Some things are going to come out any day now. The only thing really in here that I noticed that kind of pertains to 118 is the Walking Dead here, the very first item, the Exquisite Mini Walking Dead Negan figure, which I did pre-order. Looks like it's coming out next month, so it might be time if you're interested at all in getting that figure to put in your order now, because it looks like it's about to fulfill. There are some other things in here, Godzilla type stuff. And I did order one creature, one Godzilla, Hayatoy's Godzilla creature, but I can't remember its name now. But nothing in here about the G.I. Joe stuff, which I was a little surprised. They don't even mention a G.I. Joe item. But the Walking Dead figure is coming out. It looked like a really good figure. So it might be time if you're interested at all. He could be a civilian. He looks like he's going to work just fine in G.I. Joe. He's going to, just a great looking figure. The order about, for a Chinese company, it's surprising how high it seems to get production bottlenecks. It's not like Joy Toy or Toys Alliance that flows at a regular pace. Yeah, you're right. I know, huh? Remember I was complaining last year, where's my G.I. Joes? Where's my Star Trek? And then got hit with a whole bunch of them. And now we're bottlenecked, just like you said again. Still waiting on a lot of figures. Still waiting on a lot of Trek figures, a lot of G.I. Joe figures that have been pre-ordered that have not been fulfilled yet. So it was nice they did this update, but unfortunately for me, the only thing that really that I ordered on here is this Walking Dead figure. But it's good news that it's coming next month. So I don't know if you guys have ordered that figure, but it looks really good. It looks like it'll be here any day now. So that was nice. And then, okay, so the last thing, getting to the end here, close that. Yak Face. I know you guys are all probably familiar with Yak Face. He posted a couple days ago that brand new Star Wars pre-orders will be going up on March 5th. So that's next week. I thought it was funny though, is that this came up. What day did he post this? He posted this on February 15th. And he says, hey, on Wednesday, March 5th, new Hasbro pre-orders. Hey, Tech, thank you for coming. You're not late. You're right on time. You're right on time. Thanks for stopping by. But he posts that new pre-orders March 5th coming up. And then a few days after that, posted this 2 days ago that they're doing a fan stream. I have to go. Okay, yeah, no problem, Pinker. No problem. Thank you for coming. Always appreciate you stopping by. So he posts, Yakface posts that there's going to be new pre-orders on March 5th. And then a few days after that, posts that the Star Wars team is going to be doing a fan stream where he's alluding to exciting reveals for the vintage collection. So I'm guessing, right? I'm trying to assume here, maybe what they're going to show us on this fan stream, which is next Wednesday, so 3 days from now, is going to be available for pre-order on the 5th, or there's going to be 2 pre-orders before the 5th and the 5th. Because a lot of times, if you guys have watched these fan streams, they'll say, we'll show you the figure and they'll go pre-order tomorrow at 1 p.m. You can pick this up. You can pre-order this from Hasbro Pulse tomorrow for Pulse members tomorrow at 1 or whatever they say. But them having shared that there's a pre-order on March 5th, and then after that saying, hey, there's a live stream on the 26th, I'm kind of assuming that what they show us here, they're going to show we're going to pre-order on the 5th if you're interested. So that's good. Some new Star Wars Vintage Collection. Star Wars Vintage Collection is my favorite line. It pretty much always has been. And I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully they're going to, I have no idea what they're going to show us. They stopped doing the pipelines. The last time they said they're not going to do pipelines anymore. So I think that means they're going to show us something and then they're going to say it's for pre-order on this day, rather than showing us the pipeline and then a few months later, then showing us it's up for pre-order or whatever, however that sequence of events. So Wednesday, this Wednesday, looks like 11 Eastern time. So what's that for me? That's like 9 a.m. 9 to 10, 10 to, no, that's actually 8 a.m. for me. Right when I'm supposed to be at work. So hopefully I can catch it. But if not, always catch the replay. Just like you can catch this show, you can always catch it on the replay. There we go. All right, I'm back. So that was the news, guys. That was a lot of stuff. We barely had anything. I felt like I had to kind of really work hard last time to have some news to talk about. This time there was a lot of stuff, and I don't even think I got it all. So if there's anything that you guys want to talk about, drop it in the chat and we'll take a look. And while we're at it, I'm going to open this up. What were we talking about earlier? Oh, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. I'm going to just really look that up. Because I'm curious to know what those look like. Oh, okay. Wow, they're expensive. Very cool. No, I did not have these. 1979, yeah. So that's the year I was born. So I wouldn't have been able, maybe my brother had these, but I don't remember them. The card back, here, I'll share. Card back looks a lot like the dime novel Legends. Is that what you had said earlier? Is that what you guys had mentioned? That does look a lot like the dime novel Legend card back, doesn't it? They're very Lone Ranger ones. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, the card back looks pretty cool. Very cool. Push the Cowboys aside. Yeah. Must have been. They look good, though. I would have loved these. It's like they bend at the knee, it looks like. So they had a few more points of articulation than the Star Wars figures, and it looks like there was horses too, huh? Very cool. Very cool. I had the Sheriff and Sundance. Oh, okay. You might be interested in these. Yeah, they look pretty good. Yeah, I've not seen these. I'm not aware. I was not aware of these. I might have seen them in a bin or something, but I wouldn't have known what they were. Is that the same body Lone Ranger has? Yeah, I don't know. It might have been. Yeah. They had knees. That Lone Ranger had knees, I believe. Very cool. Very cool. Man, they're expensive. These guys, even loose, they're pretty expensive. These ones have the guns, though. Maybe, they're complete, maybe. That's cool. Did not know that. Learn something every day. All right. So I don't know what videos I'm going to be doing next. I kind of had it mapped out. I know I'm going to be doing a haul video because we're coming to the end of the month. So I'll probably be dropping a haul video. Pretty light this month. Not on purpose. It just happened that way. I know in the past. Did you see the Vintage Clash? No. Let me look that up. That's interesting. Wow, it popped right into my feed. Oh yeah. Yeah, those look cool too. Let's see. I'm gonna share this. Yeah, those look pretty good. Looks like Boss Fight Studios. I know I don't know why they don't do something like this. You know, they could easily do this just like Chicken Fried Toys is doing that Lone Ranger figure. You know, this guy in his tunic here, you know, they could easily do that. And I bet they could get a lot of people, you know, to buy in. He's got a Pegasus. Yeah, this was a cool movie. There's also a Kraken. Oh, really? Is that what this thing is? Oh, yeah, yeah, that's it right there. Yeah. Yep, good old, got to be what, 70s? Got to be a good old 70s, 80s toys. I like the new movies too. Um, the wife and I went to see both of the new movies when they kind of remade this with this guy. We saw him in the theater. I think Liam Neeson is Zeus in one of them. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Had to pick and choose a few random ones while focusing on being a Star Wars completist. Wow. Yeah. Hollow Naruto with rubber rings. Oh, the Pegasus, really? That's too bad. See if I can find a close up of it. Oh, there it is right there. Yeah, and he's in that like a running pose, huh? I bet that did that stand up? That would have been tough to stand up, I'm guessing. When they're in that running pose like that, it's like almost impossible to get them to stand, especially if you put someone on the back. Looks like a cardboard play set too. Oh, they had a lot of stuff for this line. I don't see the prices so much like I saw for the Butch Cassidy. I'm guessing these are just as expensive. Battlestar Galactica and Black Hole were two of my favorite other lines. Yeah, I had a one Battlestar Galactica. I think I had Adama. I think that was his name, the in the blue. Um, and those were just like the Star Wars figures. In my mind, they were like 5 points. Yeah, I was too little to know there was more than Star Wars and GI Joe. They just kind of all I had them all in the same bag. Yeah, I had a Buck Rogers. Yeah, I had that one. I had the is it Twiggy? I had him. Is it Twiggy? I think that was his name. The little robot. Yeah, those are really cool. Really cool. Um, let's just put that one in there. And I had Flash Gordon too. It's funny how they're just popping up. Yeah, these are awesome. Surprised no one's picked these up. Had great ships. I've been tempted, you know, when I go to Walmart. Oh, there's some of the ships right there. When I go to Walmart, they have the complete series of Buck Rogers on DVD for like 25 bucks. And I've been tempted to buy them, but, or buy it. But I just, I'm not sure the show holds up. I thought I should try to watch it first, maybe on YouTube and see if it holds up. Otherwise, I just don't have the room to just get anything. Even my movie collection, I've got so many movies and cartoons and stuff, shows. I don't even know if I have room for that, even though it's, you know, it's just one more DVD. Yeah, there's the Twiggy I had right there. Yeah, he was cool. And I remember one day he was just gone. I just lost him in the couch or just somewhere. He was just gone one day. Yeah, these were awesome. Yeah, and I had Flash Gordon too. Let me see if Flash Gordon pops up. Yeah, I love this Boss Fight Studio one. It's really, really good. But I had the old school one. Let's see if he pops up. I think that's him right there. I think it's this one right here. Yeah, I love that flash cord. Oh yeah, yeah. This is it because I had this guy right under him too. This blue one right here. This guy had him too. I had both of these. And I, for some reason, Flash, I lost. I think I told you guys the story. My mom told me we were going into the store and she said, leave it in the car. Don't, because I don't know if I put him in my pocket or what I did, but we went into the store and I walked out. I didn't have him. I dropped him in the store. I left him in the basket. I don't know what I did. And she's like, I told you not to take him with you, and you did, and you lost him, and I'm not getting you another one. And he was gone. He was gone. But yeah, all these, and that's the thing. This is why I'm a 375 collector, because all of these were the same scale, right? And that's why I'm still, to this day, this is my scale. Never switched. I had largers, but I never liked them as much. I never liked them as much as I liked, this scale. That's what my channel's all about. That's what I do. Um, but yeah, it's fun to look at those. It's really fun to look at those. It's been a long time. I don't see these pop up too much when I go to the toy show. And I actually went to that toy show today. Maybe that's the last thing I'll show you. We've been going a little over an hour. I'll show you what I picked up today at this toy show. This local toy store has a show the last Sunday of every month. Haven't gone since last year. I was trying to ask my son, when was the last time we went? Because I couldn't remember. It must have been in the summer last year. We just stopped going because it's expensive. But I ended up grabbing a couple things. I'll show you really quick. I didn't spend a lot of money. I'll show you. I picked up this guy. I had the 4 on the top, the Lion Man. Oh, you had the Lion Man? Never had that one. 12-inch $1 Million Man. It's great. Yeah, I didn't have that. I didn't have any 12-inch stuff. I didn't have anything 12-inch. Yeah, I had like the Rambo figures, the Sectars, He-Man. I had a couple of the really big wrestlers, so maybe I did those. I think those were 12-inch, those big rubber guys. I had a couple of those. Only like 2 or 3. What else did I? Oh, I had a couple Thundercats. What else? I think that was about it. Mostly, I mostly wanted the 118. So I picked up this guy. Guy had him there loose. I asked him how much. He does have his chain and everything. A Mastiff. I can't remember what they're called now. I had the Steve Austin. Okay, that was past. I was out of wrestling by then. The guys I had, it was like when Hulk, Hulk, Hogan, Macho Man, Ricky Steamboat, Tito Santana. Tito Santana was my favorite. Big John Studd, King Kong Bundy, like that era. In fact, I was trying to pinpoint the time when I got out of wrestling. And it was right about the time when Ultimate Warrior beat Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania. And I was so mad. I couldn't believe Ultimate Warrior won. I kind of stopped watching wrestling after that. And little by little, I stopped watching it because I didn't like Ultimate Warrior. I couldn't believe that he could beat the Hulk. But I got this guy. $4. $4 for this. Oh, Fisher Price Adventure People. Yeah. And Micronauts. Yeah, I had like 2 Micronauts. I did have quite a few Adventure People. But yeah, I got this guy for $4. I handed the guy a 5, and he pulled out a big wad of money, and he didn't have any ones. And he had a whole bunch of loose stuff, so I picked up this Wolverine, and I said, how much for the Wolverine? And he goes, you know what? $1. And I said, really? Because he didn't want to give me the change. So $5. Got this Marvel Universe Wolverine. His claws are a little bent. I'll have to try to straighten them out. but the massive $5. So I picked that up today. And then the only other things I got, I bought an awesome lanyard vehicle. Oh, okay, cool. Is it like a Jeep or a tank or something? Yeah, I thought so too. $5. That was a really good deal. I mean, you could 250 a piece, or 4 and 1, however you want to look at it. This other guy, I bought a lot of stuff from him before. He had a bin, a $10 bin. The Wolverine is from X-Men Origins. Oh, okay, is that what this one's from? Yeah, so I don't have this one. I have a couple Wolverines, but I don't have this color uniform. I had a couple of the yellows, but not this one. So, oh, I know what you're talking about, because I have the Sabretooth from that line. That's cool. Yeah, it's just, the only thing is you can see one of the claws there is a little warped, but I think I could get that a little heat, a little warm water, blow dryer. This other guy, he mostly has Star Wars, but he had a lot of Tron. He actually had some loose Tron, and I almost grabbed him. But then I saw these, and like I said, I didn't want to really spend any money. So I picked these up. $10 a piece. So $20. And this is all I got, guys. 25. I spent $25 at the store, at the toy show. I know this was a Amazon exclusive. I army built this guy, so I knew I could use him. And then this guy came with that 3 or 4 pack. The Amazon exclusive came with Rex, and I have 1, so now I have 2. A Jeepish, more like an armored vehicle. Okay, cool. Always can use those. Always can use those. Your Joes, any kind of Joy Toy military, anything. The Unmasked Wolverine is also really cool from that line. I don't have that one either. I only have a few figures from that Wolverine line. The Sabretooth is the one that comes to mind. And I can't think of the other ones that I have. I only have a few. But yeah, picked up these 2. Popped them open. So I spent $25. There was some other stuff there, but it's one of the reasons. Oh, hey, Pirates. Thanks for coming. With the tank top and the jeans. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, Tech. I know which one that is. Yeah. Maybe I'll have to look him up on eBay. Yeah, maybe I should have digged more through that guy's stuff. Just because he was so easygoing, He's like, oh, $1. A lot of the guys there, I passed on a lot of things because the prices weren't as good as I always say this when I go to a toy show like that. I always kind of expect to pay a better price, than I would pay on eBay or, at a somewhere else. The ghost looks. Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Got him all set up there. Got the crew in there, and I just put somebody in the chin gun the other day. I can't remember who I put in there now. Thank you, though. Yeah, that light. I had a light kind of on top of it, kind of pointing down. It didn't work out though. It wasn't the right kind of light. One of the things I've been thinking about doing, because I have this setup now, the second shelf here, I kind of want to take it down, everything on it, and do like a running battle. I've noticed though, like recently, because I've set this up now, I have been trying to post more to Instagram, but it's kind of turned out that most of my posting now is like everyday life on my space station. When I used to do more like battles and things like that. World's Finest, Mark Jabalong, our friend Mark, he does really good action shots with muzzle blast, and I used to do stuff kind of like that. But since I built this up, I've been mostly doing like everyday life, kind of like funny things. Maverick was another good one from the Origins line. That's one I have. Yeah, you're right. I have a couple of those Mavericks. I was going to army build that Maverick. You're right. That's a really good one too. I use him not so much in my X-Men as I do like as my sci-fi because of how he looks. Has a good Deadpool, and I have the Deadpool. That's the other one I have. Yeah, I got that Deadpool too. Yeah, that's the Deadpool I have. I don't have any of the Marvel Universe ones. That's the one I have. So now when you guys are naming them, I'm like, oh yeah, but I just have them all in my Marvel bin, with all my Marvel stuff, which is funny because I had some of it out earlier and I got this guy out. I forgot how good this one is. This is from the Iron Man 2 line. He photographs so well. I think because of the armor, the paint job that they gave this guy. You guys probably all have this one. I have almost complete collection of the Wolverine line. Oh, you do? That's awesome. I had the 2 Deadpools. Yeah, the Cyclops is good, and the Iceman. See, I don't have those two. Those two I don't have. I used to do more of those type of shots too. These days, I mainly introduce my characters for my world building. We'll eventually get back to more actions. And yeah. When people were paying crazy prices for the Deadpool, I found it on sale. Oh, cool. Yeah, that's a good Deadpool. Got the 2 knives, and I think he comes with an AK, right? Like an AK-47. But yeah, I'm kind of like thinking I might take down just for the moment, take down the bottom row and put up like a running battle and take some photos of that. I could also do that on the floor, but I haven't quite set up the floor yet. I've been using it mostly as storage. But yeah, my last couple of photos, they were all kind of like everyday life on Folsom 11. And I was like, did I always do that? And I kind of looked through my old stuff, and I always was doing more like military and action shots, and I kind of got away from it. But I have been trying to post a little bit more lately, now that it's a little bit easier to shoot because I've got my setup here. The Colossus is not as good as the Marvel Universe version. Oh, okay. In oversized Psy. Yeah. I got that one. I can't, maybe if you guys keep mentioning, I'll go, oh yeah, that one too. I got it because I can't really think of them. The MU Colossus is great. Yep. I know, one of the guys that I was there, he had a Marvel Universe Ronin, but I already had it. I wanted $15 for it. And I thought 15 was fair because that Ronin figure is pretty good. But I already had it. Same with the Blob from Origins. Yeah. Not much articulation to the Origins Colossus, but he has a cool look. Yeah. You can almost get away with if they're lacking that articulation, if they have such good paint jobs. And every now and then you get lucky where one is really articulated and he has really good paint. But yeah, that's all I got at the show, guys. I spent $25. I got a couple army builders, and then I got these 2. So I should have picked this guy's stuff a little bit more though, because he was my type of seller where he's just like, yeah, what do you want? Okay, you have it. But there wasn't too much Marvel stuff. I saw a lot of the G.I. Joes, the Walmart exclusive line that was out a few years ago. But I'm not buying any more Joes because of Hiya. The Naked Wolverine that came with the tank, that was a great one. Yeah, I remember that one too. Yeah. And there was like a Wolverine, wasn't there? And he's like in a black suit, like a military type suit with a helmet, I think. That was a good line. Really was. I wish that Marvel would do that again. I mean, I guess that's what the Epic Heroes kind of is. But like you saw, the Captain, there's only 3 figures. There wasn't, I did see the movie. There wasn't really anyone else, I guess, that they could have done because it was full civilians. The movie, I mean. So I guess 3 was enough, but maybe the Thunderbolts, it's coming out, I think, in May. Hopefully they give us the full team and whoever the bad guy is. I haven't seen who the bad guy is yet, but I think the team consists of 5 or 6 people. So that would already be alone would be more than what we got with the new Cat movie. Um, no, I have not tried that yet. How is the Toy Fusion store itself? It's pretty good. It's more of a consignment, so you could go to them and say, can I get a spot in the store to sell my stuff? And I'm sure they get a piece of it, but they'll let you display your stuff to sell, because you'll go up to you might go up to something that you see and it'll say like, Jabberlong's stuff, and that when you take it to the register, where did you pick that up? And you go, oh, right there. And he goes, oh, okay. And the guy will know whose it is. And they're pretty thorough, because they take pictures of everything that you buy, and then he writes it down, and then they charge you, and then I guess that's how they distribute the money. But the store's nice. There's a lot of stuff in there, so much stuff in there. You know what they had that I wanted, and I just can't do it, man. They had the Terrordrome for $300. They had the GI Joe Terrordrome. It was high up on a case, so I couldn't see if it had the ship inside, but it appeared to have all the guns and all of the panels on the outside. Isn't the bad guy for Symbol Sentry? Is it? Is that who it is? You might be right. I just haven't seen it. Like that here in Hong Kong. Okay, like called Toy Zone. Yeah. Somewhere reissued into the MU. Oh, okay, yeah. So you got kind of double. Just the packaging was different, but the figure was the same. Yeah, they had a Terrordrome there, but they wanted 300, and that's like a grail item for me. Like I really want that, but I don't have 300 to buy, something like that right now. And my son actually found a Star Trek, a ship. It was from one of the movies, brand new, still in the box, but it was $100, and I was like, nah, sorry, bud. I literally spent 25. He didn't buy anything. He didn't find anything. He wanted that Star Trek ship, but it was $100. I was like, no, I'm not doing it. 300, yeah, that is a lot, isn't it? It's hard, it's the only other place I could think of finding it would be eBay, and to ship that thing, because it's so big, I imagine it's got to be a couple $100, or whatever the shipping would cost to ship a Terrordrome. It's got to be a lot. But yeah, I want it one of these days. Just like one day I'll get a flag. Whatever, if I ever could. Who knows what that would cost? But yeah, I thought it was a bit much, but I spent $25. I was been kind of tight. That was what I was going to say was, Jeff, you probably remember this. As soon as I say it, you go, oh yeah. Usually this time of year, I do something called No Fun February, and I don't buy any toys for February, because Christmas and my birthday in January, and December, January, I end up buying a lot of stuff. This year, I didn't actually say I'm not going to do No Fun February, but I barely bought anything. I kind of take February off usually. If it had the fire bat, yeah, and that's what I was saying. I was wondering if it was in there, but it was up on a shelf, and I couldn't look down into it to see if it was in there. And I didn't want to ask the guy to bring it down if I wasn't going to buy it, because he would have had to get out on a chair or a ladder and bring it down. Yeah, I hope I don't regret that. I hope that doesn't come back to bug me. I don't think it will, because I don't want to spend that kind of money. I don't have a place to put it right now. I still got to make room for my Robo Skull over here, and I still haven't done that yet. $100 for shipping the Ghost on eBay. Yeah. So big. It's so heavy. I could see that. I bought a lot in January too for my birthday month. Yeah. Happy birthday. Yeah. Mine was in January too. And so this haul that I'm going to do, I think I'm looking at it. It's right there. It's real small. I think almost everything there is a pre-order. It just came this month. But there's a couple things I bought. I did get my Fatal Fluffy. I did finally get those from Super 7's website. Those came. So that was a purchase. And then I used my $5 off at GameStop. So I went to GameStop and I made a purchase there because, you get $5 a month. Can't have all the toys. You have to leave some behind. You do, especially when they're that big. So yeah, I think that this video, when I do my haul video this week, it'll be pretty short. Won't be much in there. Still a really good haul though. Still a really good haul, but I just didn't spend that much this month. The last 2 years, I didn't spend anything. The only way I get around my no fun February rule is if I pre-order something that doesn't charge me till it comes. So I could pre-order in February, but not, buy. I guess I did do the Turtles and I did do those Toys Alliance figures. So I guess that was where I did end up spending it, but it was on pre-orders. But the actual haul for this month, it's pretty light, but pretty good. So, yeah, hope I don't regret the Terrordrome. I hadn't seen one in years. It's been years since I saw one. I haven't seen a flag in a long time either. The longer those things you wait on, there's only so many of them left. And in 5 years, there's going to be even less than there is today. And in 10 years, it's going to be less than today. And so, the price is only going to go up. But you got to have the room. You got to have the money. The stars have to align, so to speak, and then, that would be the time. But it wasn't today for me. It wasn't today. And the kid too, I even said, "Isn't there anything else, that's not $100 that you want?" He was like, "No." I was like, "All right, let's go." Wish I had a room for a flag. I know, me too. All right, guys, we went about an hour and a half. Lot of news. Pirates, if you just got here, talked about a lot of the new stuff coming out. If you can, guys, catch the replay. I do appreciate all the likes and the comments. Can't do this show without you, so thank you guys for showing up. You always show up. I always appreciate it. Always worried. Still get the nerves. Like, am I just going to talk to myself for 20 minutes, or are people going to come and can we have a real show and talk for an hour or two? And we do, because of you guys. So thank you so much. Keep an eye on the channel. Like I said, I'll probably be doing a haul video soon. And I haven't quite figured out. I might do those 52 Toys video game figures. I was thinking I might do like a 118 video game figures video where I kind of bring out all the Captain Commando, the Ryu, and all of the sort of video game figures, kind of line them up. Some Street Fighter, have some older Street Fighter videos or figures. So that might be a video that I do next week or so. So keep an eye on the channel. If you guys want to talk, let me know. Message me on Instagram or leave a comment here. If you find those new ZD Toys, Spider-Gwen, if you find any of that stuff, let me know. Love to grab them. And like I said, if I find them, I'll let you know. All right. So thanks for coming, everybody. I do appreciate it. Here, let me run through the list really quick. And I'm sorry, I think I forgot some of your names. Sentinel Pirates, Jeff, Tech, Pinker left already, I think. Bob, I know. Outer was here. Sorry if I'm missing anybody. I'm really quickly kind of flying through it. We had a couple of new people. Eric Betancourt, thank you. Thank all you guys for coming. Timbo. Yeah, we had a lot of people stop in. I really appreciate it. So thank you very much, guys. I'll see you on 2 weeks. But again, just message me if you ever want to talk. I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.